Snake placed his hands on his head. He shouldn't be affected by this. He was a mercenary. He killed people plenty of times. It was his job until it wasn't anymore. Why the heck was this bothering him? Could it be because this time it was nothing more than an innocent woman that had lost everything? Snake, are you alright? Snake glanced at Fox, seeing the concern in the Vulpine's eyes. Fox McCloud had seen some things himself too. Seen some things that no man would ever wish to see. Yeah, he replied, taking out a cigarette that he planned on smoking once he left the car. I had to do it, and his life is in danger. I had to do what I had to do, Snake sighed. That's right. He had to do what needed to be done. The inevitable just approached him a bit earlier than expected. It just further proves that this was the reality of the zombie apocalypse. Her death was a necessity. It was all a necessity. I know, Snake. I know. After their conversation, the inhabitants of the birthday girl remained quiet. Link occasionally mumbled something reassuring to Nana. Peach kept her eyes on the road following the red GLA. She didn't have much to say about today's events, besides the fact that a young girl died in front of her eyes and Snake had to kill the broken-down mother. She could tell that those two topics weren't something that she didn't wish to touch upon. They happened. It existed. But that didn't mean she has to acknowledge it verbally. Dark Pit felt that way too. It was an unfortunate happening, but it was better than having Palutena die. Perhaps a bit selfishly, he thought of of the effect that Palutena's death would have on his brother. He didn't like those thoughts. He drove on, occasionally looking out the side view mirror to make sure that the Dark Angel crew were still following behind him. For once, he actually wanted to speak to someone, cut down on the tension that had inevitably formed between them all. Martha and Lucina stayed quiet, both staring out the window. Dark Pit kept himself busy by playing with the sleeping Palutena's hair, his fingers intertwined with her viridian hair. Brother, he said quietly as to not wake up the goddess, what do you think will happen? To what? To us? I don't know. There's too many crappy variables that it's impossible to tell. Dark Pit sighed. Why do you ask? What, do you think something will happen to us? Oh, Pit shrugged. I'm not sure either, I guess. You think we're gonna die? But no, Patu, I hope we won't die. Why would you ask me that? I don't know, whatever. Hey, look over there. Dark Pit pulled the car over in front of a rundown ice cream shop. Pit gasped, a wave of fresh memories overwhelming him. This is where they went every summer to eat the greatest ice cream in the world. It was like a tradition of sorts, a tradition that faded from existence as they had gotten older. Come on, let's go check it out. Dark Pit stepped out of the car with Pit waking up Palutena and following suit. She complained about her beauty sleep being interrupted, in which Dark Pit responded with the childish insult of, That's right, Pit. Sleep for the ugly should never be interrupted. Prick, Palutena mumbled. Why are we here? Such a ramshackle building. What is this place? Martha asked. The others pulled up behind him, stepping out of their vehicles and inquiring the same thing. It's an ice cream place that Pit and I used to go when we were younger, Dark Pit exclaimed. Fine ice cream. He used to scarf it down like a pig, Pit exclaimed, laughing. I'll admit to that, and I have no shame admitting that. Pit laughed and motioned for everyone to follow him inside. Ice and Snow volunteered to stay outside and keep watch for any zombies or hostile survivors. The angel bounced around like an excited child while his brother and Palutena scooped out the inside. Determining that there was nothing except cracked walls and knocked over chairs, Dark Pit allowed his brother to enter the establishment. The angel yelped in joy and ran in, grabbing his brother by the arm. He chatted about the very spot that they got into an ice cream fight with the owner while Martha and Link examined the place. This is a very interesting place, Martha commented. Oh well, it used to be. Yeah, Link agreed, tracing a finger over one of the long cracks. Toon Link would have loved it. I thought about bringing him here once, actually. Toon Link, is that the name of your son? Yeah, sorry. I guess I never told you guys his name. It's a very interesting name. Link chuckled, smiling. Well, he's actually Link Jr., but he looks like an animated version of me, so we call him Toon Link. It was all Zelda, my wife's idea. She was always so imaginative. Marth frowned. Not was, is. Link cocked his head. What? You said she was imaginative, as though she wasn't here anymore. She is imaginative, Link, because she is still here, somewhere, taking good care of Toon Link until you all reunite. Marth. Marth wrapped a comforting arm around Link's shoulder, inadvertently causing the Hylian to slightly blush. She's out there, Link. Link smiled sweetly, a slight flush coming onto his face, but he's always blushed like some love-struck schoolgirl. Zelda would have laughed and teased the poor, flustered boy. He nuzzled against Marth's shoulder, relaxing comfortably as he thanked the slightly surprised Altian. No problem, Link, he replied, stuttering. He didn't expect this action, but He didn't exactly mind it. After all, he considered Link a dear friend, spending just as much time with him as he did with Lucina. The Hylian was easily likable to Marth's surprise, and he couldn't help but feel a sort of gravitation to him. It was pleasant. After being able to spend time with others temporarily forgetting that your life is in danger, Link made it feel easy that way. Everyone did, but it was magnified with him. Besides, moments like these were rare. You might as well enjoy it while you can. Love birds. A certain female brunette cooed. Marth and Link nearly jumped out of their skin, twisting around to see a smirking Lucina. Really now, Marth? You wait until the end of the world to find yourself a boyfriend?
He's not my boyfriend!
Not my boyfriend! He and Link cried in unison, only to cause themselves to blush harder. Lucina laughed heartily, pretending to cringe in fear at the glares that she now received. Near the tables, Pit and Dark Pit watched the whole debacle and promptly laughed. They're so in love with each other, Dark Pit remarked. I mean, just look at how they interact. You're most definitely my OTP. You're one to talk, Pitu. I've seen you get a bit flustered yourself around a certain someone. What do you mean by that? Pit found himself an unfortunate victim of a noogie, courtesy of Dark Pit. The angels engaged in a play fight, much to Palutena's dismay. Guys, stop screwing around. Dark Pit, you prick, don't hit Pit like that. Feathers are getting everywhere. Look at the mess you're making. Fox is sneezing. Stop. And eventually, Pit broke away, running to one of the tables and threatening to hit his brother with a chair, which he'll never do, of course, unless he wished to be one dead and featherless angel. Put the chair down before you hurt yourself, Dark Pit mockingly scolded, causing Pit to frown, though he did place the chair down. He moved some of the black hair from his eyes, looking down upon the designs that the tables sported and grinned widely. Hey, the tables still have the little cow drawings on them, Dark Pit remarked, touching the surprisingly clean spot on the pure marble counter. Well, the spots are now red instead of black. It's weird. We used to eat the greatest ice cream here, didn't we, Pitu? Pit's voice wavered significantly, and it had taken no more than a second for the angel to drop to his knees and sob, invoking the concerns of his friends. I've always wanted to come back here with you and have some more of that ice cream with you. Now we can't, and Dark Pit knelt and helped his brother, stroking his dirty brown hair. It's all right, Pitty Pat, he comforted, using his nickname that not even Palutena has heard before. We'll make our own ice cream, okay? You still like pistachio and mint, right? Pit nodded. Pistachio and mint was the only type of ice cream he enjoyed. Remember the time he dropped it on the floor and, not wishing to waste the delicious frozen treat, he picked it up and ate it. Dark Pit teased him for that for weeks, but to his 6-year-old self, it was worth it. Good, we'll make that, and my black cherry ice cream. And we're gonna eat it on a day where it's blazing like hell, just you and me, and the others. No bastardized zombies, no threats, no nothing. Really? Really. Do you promise, Dark Pit? Dark Pit paused for a moment before speaking again. I promise, Pit. Pit grasped his younger brother tightly, occasionally sniffling. Dark Pit sighed. His brother was so innocent, so naive, that he should have expected this to happen sooner or later. Honestly, he was hoping it would be later. He should have been occasionally checking up on him, making sure that he was okay mentally and physically. It was his job to protect the cinnamon roll too pure for his world. For he would be damned to lose his Pit. No, Dark Pit wouldn't entertain that thought. Don't think about that. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. It'll never. Dark Pit. Pit mumbled, his voice muffled by his brother's shoulder. Yes? If I don't get my ice cream, I'm gonna kick your butt. Dark Pit smiled. There was that unrealistic hope again, the hope that he so desperately wanted to make true. Heading to their vehicles, Dark Pit abruptly yelled for everyone to stop, scaring the hell out of Palutena. The others looked around for danger, their faces shifting into confusion once they realized that the coast was clear. Don't scare a goddess like that, you bastard! We can still have heart attacks, you know. By the way, our name is now the Dark Angel Crew, he announced, ignoring Palutena's insults. His announcement was directed to Peach, Fox, Snake, and the twins.
Nice. I have questions, but okay.
Peach, Fox, and Snake exclaimed in unison. Ice and Snow gave a thumbs up, grinning. Amazing name, Ice complimented. Makes sense, since our leader himself is amazing, Snow added. Dark Pit pretended to be modest, twisting his hair around his finger and giggling, causing everyone except Palutena to laugh. Aw, shucks, he exclaimed. Stop it with the compliments. I know I'm amazing. I've been like that ever since I was born. But I digress. Palutena sighed, wanting to use her staff to smack Dark Pit upside his ego-enlarged head. Why could she just take Pit and solo everything?